Hi everyone, I'm back with another update video. As you can see, I have my co-host over here, looking as beautiful as always. Well, let's get straight into the news. What's going on? Well, from what I can remember, I woke up around 8:30, and when I got up, my mom wanted to discuss some ideas for a series she wants me to be involved with called Choices. Now, in this series, she wants to show the impact that our choices ultimately make in our lives, and maybe even help influence people to make the better choice. I think this is quite a good concept, and we'll be looking forward to developing it further with her. After she was done sharing, she needed to actually scratch that. She needed to help my family friend pick up a vehicle at a shop. So they left. And when I was left alone, I decided to start making eggs on toast. Once again, apparently really like this breakfast since I've had it for the past 2 days in a row, going on 3. After eating this delicious breakfast, it was time to get ready for work. Now, I forgot to mention that as I was eating it, I was watching a video from my favorite YouTube channel, Red Letter Media, about an old movie, and I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but it was basically about a 90s yuppie couple who are very rich and are in the middle of these very poor parts of a country or state they're in, and apparently a lot of shenanigans happen. It's not a comedy; it's more like an action movie where, like, the husband's wife gets taken unexpectedly by a truck driver, and he has to rescue her. So they showed clips of this film, and it actually looked very interesting. I may even check it out myself. After watching this, I decided to get dressed for work and wet my hair and comb it and get everything I needed and drove off. When I got there, this had to be the busiest day of work that you could possibly imagine. In fact, it was so busy that when I was assigned to carts for the second hour after an hour of bagging, there was constantly no carts in the corral. Every time I brought a new batch of carts in and then walked away and grabbed another batch to bring in, when I brought in the new batch, the old batch was already gone. People were shopping like crazy. But I think I know why. Super Bowl. Of course people will be shopping like crazy. This is going to be a very big event. And what's even crazier is that I'll be working during it from 2 to 11, which means that I'm going to be facing the brunt of the traffic along with my coworkers, of course. And it's going to be quite a sight to behold, for sure. But of course, I'm going to take it in stride, and I'm not going to let the intimidation get me down. I'm going to show who's boss and win the day, much like how I won the day today. Of course, I needed help from my other coworkers with pushing carts in the corral, but we managed to get the job done. And I gotta be honest, at this store, it was quite the experience. I was very polite to the customers, always ask them questions to show a sense of curiosity about what they were going to be cooking or if they needed anything from the store. And I'd always get interesting answers back. It was a very fun time, and I'm glad that I was there for it. Of course, I decided to go home for lunch, and at lunch, when I drove home, my sister was there with my mom. They were learning how to bring plumbing around into the back of our room, so that way we could get a sink back there. I guess gathering intel to ensure that project would be done well. I decided to have the last of the ribs in the fridge, and I heated them in the air fryer at 370 degrees for 5 minutes, and they were very good. Sorry. Ears itchy. Whoa, my gosh. There was a story playing in my headphones with a deep, raspy voice. It gave me a little scare if you were wondering what that reaction was. Anyways, yeah, these ribs were great. Had a Diet Dr. Pepper to go along with it. I got a really good deal on the sodas. I think I said yesterday. And then I had a coffee with 2 granola bars. So that was great too. Then I drove home back to work from home. I said goodbye to my sister and my mom. And when I got back, the next 4 hours, I was working very hard. It was a very repetitive day, if I'm being completely honest, because it was just constant work, nonstop work. It was like a bang, 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 hit after hit of work, which in a way is good because it means that you're so preoccupied that time goes by faster. But in another way, it was overwhelming because you have to get this work out of the way as soon as you can because there's so many customers waiting in line. So quite a crazy time. Although I was very grateful, one of my coworkers did give me their lot for the hour I came back, which is my favorite thing to do at work. I love doing lot because you get fresh air, you get vitamin D, you get exercise, and you're always preoccupied with pushing carts in the corral. And I just love all those things. Wouldn't trade in for the world in terms of the work that I do have here. So that's great. So yeah, after the first lot, yeah, bang with bagging for the customers and had my break, I actually ran into my mom and my sister. They were shopping at the store that I was working at, and even filmed a silly video of me and my mom dancing, which was a lot of fun. Then I said goodbye and went upstairs, and I was basically discussing how my day was going into my recording device on my phone and how to make it better. I believe the best thing to do is to create consistent falling asleep and wake up time and then make proactive duties the first thing to do during the day to set the mood for the rest of the day, which I pretty much said almost verbatim from last update, which I'm well aware of, but it's good to be aware of this stuff, but it's even better to actually practice it, which I will be doing. Yeah, and then I did some go backs to pass the time, and then my last hour I did some karting. When I got back home, I had a delicious dinner meal with my sister and my mom. We had steaks, and finally, we watched Twin Peaks, the new season, while eating ice cream and berry pie. And then we watched a whole bunch of esoteric videos about consciousness and Saturn, and it was just too much information for my little brain to comprehend, so I just called it quits after that, and then took my vitamins. I wanted a vitamin K2 pill. I actually got 3 bottles, and one I gave to my mom, and I was asking her if it'd be okay if we could have one, but she had it hidden somewhere in her room and she didn't know where it was, so I was out of the question. Then I brushed my teeth and was listening to a little Q&A with the creator of the Y-Files from his episode about supposed military top secret black budget program technology being tested, which was very interesting to hear his creative process. And then I got into my room, made my bed, or my co-host is sleeping back there if you can see, and recorded this video. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for tuning in to this daily report, and have yourselves a wonderful rest of whatever time you are watching this. Goodbye, everybody.